The Forgotten Baby. The forgotten baby is one of the saddest things to exist in this world. It is an unwanted existence that just brings sadness. It doesn't mean to harm people, but it doesn't understand. Because this creature, either the spirit of an abandoned child or something not really mature, is just unfortunate. It's too weak to actually hurt people. Past encounters have people driving it off easily. If it wasn't for its ability to rapidly heal itself, the forgotten baby would have been killed by now. Video evidence marks it as a curious, playful creature. It acts a lot like a toddler, and it doesn't understand why it's constantly attacked or even shows any signs that it's a monstrous creature. But this forgotten baby is one of the more hated creatures because of its habit and its side effects. The baby only approaches expectant mothers. Through open windows, unlocked doors, and unsecured fireplaces, it approaches the sleeping mother in the room she rests in, and it watched her. For hours, if uninterrupted, it would wander all around the room, observing her from different spots, getting closer and closer to her belly. At this point, it needs to be driven off before it makes a touch connection. If it is, nothing bad will happen. But if not, sadness is the only outcome. If the forgotten baby touches the mother, she will have a miscarriage. Her newly coming child will suddenly die without any explanation. Something about the creature is in anathema to new life. Others touching, which has happened when it was driven off, won't cause any injuries whatsoever. Afterwards, the forgotten child will slowly leave the same way it has entered. If touch is made, there is no saving the child. It will pass, and oftentimes the mother will take her life in the resulting grief. What's worse is if the mother, if she didn't take her life in grief, is left unattended again after she lost her child. Not long will pass, but the forgotten baby will make a second visit. Similar to the first time, it'll sneak in through open doors or windows, and very childlike inspect the sleeping former mother. If not stopped, it will slowly get closer and closer until it can touch her. You must not let her be touched a second time. It's too sad what happens in that case. The second touch will put the woman into a deep sleep, one that will last for hours. It is the only saving grace that she won't be awake for what comes next. The forgotten baby will compress itself as much as it can, making itself as small as possible and attempt to crawl into the womb of the unconscious mother. The shock of the entry oftentimes will stop the heart of the woman in question. That is, if she's lucky to be able to pass in her sleep. The other times, the forgotten baby will mess up and decompress as it struggles, causing a rather gory explosive, killing the woman in the process and showering the room in red. The worst outcome is if it succeeds. If the forgotten baby makes its way into the womb of the sleeping woman, she'll wake up the next day and all memories of her losing her child will have been erased from her mind. All attempts to convince her otherwise will fail. The mother will be obsessed in the pursuit of bringing her child to term. She will protect the forgotten baby almost rabidly when people try to get her to abort it. But she'll never give birth to that baby. It's not human. It's a parasite. It'll never grow, never come to term, and just leach nutrients, withering the host mother in the process. She won't listen to family, friends, or doctors either. As her skin wrinkles, her hair falls out, and her nails turn black. Eventually, she'll starve to death, and soon after the forgotten baby, not getting any reaction from its host mother, will explosively leave and search for another parent. There's only one case where a person was able to survive this stage. Her husband, being a surgeon and seeing the signs, drugged his wife. He was able to get her to the hospital and perform an emergency C-section. That was a touch-and-go operation, but through luck, we were able to remove the compressed, forgotten baby. Before the wife could wake up, the creature was promptly tossed into an incinerator. When she did awake, she had no memories of both the forgotten child nor of the child she lost. The memories never came back, and no one could convince her that she was pregnant in the first place. The two eventually had another child, and unfortunately, reports of the forgotten child were seen in other locations not long after it was reported burned to ashes.